guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. I just recently decided to dive into the, what's the right word for this, not the trend, the significance of exploring and embracing box braids. A square shaped box like roots, parted roots, and obviously the rest is braided out. African Americans have sure been the ones to start this cultural statement. So definitely all credit in the world goes to them. I'm not saying that you know, it's a trending thing that sure anybody can get box braids done. You do not have to be African American or anything of that culture just to get them done. You can be an albino with limp, pale, fine hair and get them done. As long as you obviously give credit where credit is due. It has been about 4 days since I finished my box braids. They are about 14, my goodness, about 10 to 25 inches long. So it's pretty much almost just down to my belly. So yes, I'm no stranger to extensions, so you know, this length doesn't bother me at all. There's always this one piece here though that keeps looking into my face. But I was strongly inspired by these blonde Caucasian women, whether they are European or American or Australian or any type of nationality besides what I am. Definitely knew that I wanted a really small medium box braid, but I really do hope you enjoyed this video nevertheless, learn a thing or two from it. The technique that I use, I obviously give credit to, now she wasn't African, but she was definitely English as far as I remember. But she basically had this really super easy technique. I am rambling now, I'm going to cut myself off short. Thank you all for watching this video and I shall see you all in my future ones. Bye! Okay, so to get things started, I have already taken all of the packages out of the delivery package, obviously. If you're wondering why this one's already open and unraveled, it was because I was just feeling the texture and consistency and density. Maybe just to get a bit of a feel for it and see what all the fuss is about mostly. And these are exactly 34 inches long. I did get all these packages from catface.com. And as it turns out, I don't know if they're an Australian company, but they got to me really fast, so I was able to do my hair even faster than what I wanted, which was awesome. So every YouTube video that I've pretty much ever seen had been telling the audience to always dunk these into some regular water and with apple cider vinegar, just to help break down any alcohol that may be lurking around on it. And I was just topping up the water a little bit higher, just so I can make sure that the rests are nice and submerged or saturated. And yeah, I ran out of burn in the first pot. So then going through, once about 3 hours was up, and obviously rinsing that out under the bathtub tap, clearly. So giving a nice thorough rinse, as much and as thorough as possible. That doesn't really make any sense, but you can see what I'm doing. Plus, yes, also using a towel rack just to hold the wefts, just so that the water can start dripping downward. I think this is actually 2 days later. I'm just showing a bunch of things that I will be using. I didn't always use the conditioner, however. With these scissors, yes, they are material cutting scissors. I was just basically trimming away any frazzled looking pieces because I also did touch up my roots. So as you can see, my hair is pre-parted, but just switch it up whenever I want. I also had the idea of switching it up to a middle part if I want to, and of course to the other side of my head. So one part can be parted off to the right but hanging off to the left, and of course the opposite. So as I've ever been watching videos, I have noticed that a lot of people teaching other people about these box braids. I've always done this sort of technique of feathering. You basically hold your sections taut, you know, once you cut the synthetic pieces in half, so they don't have them too long. You basically just pull really taut at the roots of it, you know, just to feather it out. And then you do your best to brush the ends out so it all sits a bit smoother and makes it easier to pull apart. So here I am just parting my hair from the nape of the neck so I can get as close to it as I possibly can. Then with my first section, I'm basically measuring how much I think I would want within the braid. So whether I want it this size or a little bit less, I chose to just take down the size a little bit more. So I'm not going to lie, it did take me at least 3, maybe 4 times before I could get it nice and close to the root and secure it in, so I could braid all the way down. But I obviously didn't include that into this video. So I'm basically just braiding all the way down as tight as I can, trying to keep my own hair within the braid. Though it didn't bother me overly if I had to trim my own hair off just to disguise it. Because again, when I take these braids out, I can just as easily, pull my hair up into a ponytail and trim beneath the hair tie. Just like the same way I did with my Clark Griffin Season 5 hair. So as you can see, I was just trimming away the very ends that was sticking out, which I didn't mind having to do. So I attempted to also make each of these braids at least within less than an inch thick. Also, my technique that I went through, it wasn't actually my technique. I was inspired by this other YouTuber who I will link below. I don't remember her name, but she basically, I think she was Caucasian like me. Either way, she had the idea of straddling the synthetic piece around the base of her roots of her hair and using her own hair as the third leg, and of course the other 2 strands of the connectalon as the 2 other legs, and basically as tightly as she could, not like strangling tight, but snug tight, just braiding all the way down. So I pretty much adopted the same technique and it worked out really well for me the whole way through. So here is a nice genuine close-up of what I mean by straddling the synthetic hair on top of my own hair, using my own hair as a third leg. Okay, so once I have arranged with myself to use the hot water method, I end up dunking my hair, or the synthetic hair really, into a pot of boiling hot water. I did have to boil the water twice just so I could fill up the pot nice and high so that all my hair could reach in. Then followed by another YouTuber's idea, I ended up dunking this hand towel into the pot and just sort of running over the surface of my box braids. I'll get there eventually, just to help loosen up the braids a tad. That's just the idea she had, and let's now bring this freeze frame to an end and carry on with the video.